Hey guys, Angie Tonini-Rogers, and I just wanted to talk with you today about the principles that you read about in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Network marketing is probably the #1 business that promotes self-development, and that's because in order to succeed on your own using a network marketing business model or structure, you have to make sure that you come first as far as your own development, because you really can't affect other people successfully unless you have something to offer them. So first principle in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the rich don't work for money. Not necessarily overtly, but sometimes very subtly or internally, we start to do and say things that repel money from us. It closes opportunities that we might have seen otherwise just because of the internal feelings, emotions, and thoughts that we have about money. So the first thing to do is understand that money is not bad. Having money is not bad, and that if you have the right mindset when you think about money and attract money and obtain money, you will understand how to use that money to benefit yourself, your family, and then bless a lot of other people. Here's the other thing about that principle: the rich don't work for money. People learn as they grow from very small. You are told you're going to go through school, you're going to go, get good grades, you're going to go to high school, and then you're going to go to college, and you're going to get a college degree, and then you're going to go work in the career choice related to that college degree. And think about this: how much money do you spend on a college degree? Anywhere from $10,000 to upwards of $100,000 after you're said and done with a bachelor, a 4-year degree, a 2-year degree, 4-year degree, or even beyond that, a master's degree or doctorate, or that sort of degree. A job, and you'll hear this in the network marketing industry a lot, is job is just over broke. Why do you think we say that? Graduate and you start to work either with a bachelor's in psychology, which is what I first had, then I added a bachelor's of nursing, and then now the master's. You work in these your career field, healthcare field, and the money that you make annually is not going to be enough to pay for the amount you paid to learn the skills that you needed to get the jobs. So I spent 13 months getting my bachelor's in nursing, and then another 2 years getting my master's, so 3 years of my life, and thousands of dollars to help pay for that. The salary that I'm making now, while it's a good salary, it's not enough to pay off those loans, and it will take years to pay those loans off. So and that's not uncommon. That is a common theme. So when we say just over broke, it's because you're just over broke. You're making a salary that is, enough, but not enough to pay back for the education that it took for you to get to that position. Does that make sense? So in the network marketing, in the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, when we say the rich don't work for money, most people are afraid of having money. That's why we prefer a job, or they don't understand money. They don't understand that a job is really not going to get us where we want to be financially. We want to have financial security, but it's unlikely in that example I just gave you that we're going to end up with financial security if we're not doing something different. Because if you have $100,000 in school loans, for example, and you make $60,000 or $70,000 a year, you're not going to have financial security. So the difference with the wealthy is that the wealthy don't work for money. What the wealthy do is they work towards a vision. They work towards a big picture. They know the time that they're investing, how that's going to pay off for them. They understand that as a business owner, you're going to have to invest money to make money. Just like the American dream, where you go to college and you get a degree and you work in a career, you have invested money to then end up working in a job that does not give you the amount of money you need to have financial security. So, I think it's hard sometimes for people to flip their mind over and realize that when you talk to people about network marketing or owning your own business, starting your own franchise, buying your own franchise, whatever it is, people are saying, wow, you got to pay, I got to pay you to start a business, or I have to invest in this training or these products or these resources to own my own business. And the reality is if you have gone to college or if you believed in that system and did that, then you've done this before. You've already invested that time and you've invested that money for a purpose of getting a job with the idea that you're going to make enough money, okay, and you're going to be financially secure. So here we're talking about working towards a vision of financial security, living a particular lifestyle. But instead of investing in a college degree and all of that time and money going towards that, you're going to be asked or you're going to be challenged to make a decision to invest your time, energy, and money into your business. So that's the difference between the wealthy and most other people in our nation or in the world. It's business owners they expect to spend time, they expect to spend money, they expect to spend energy. Business owners, sorry, that's my dog. Business owners expect there to be wavy times. They expect there to be losses. So they don't run and quit when things don't turn out the way that they expected to immediately, or they don't run and quit when an advertising campaign fails. They continue to work on those goals, the big picture, the big vision, until they reach it, because they know that the time and energy and money that they've spent will eventually get them to the goal and will eventually yield the outcome that they want. So, I just want you to think about that, because again, guys, it's all about your mindset. When you are looking into owning your own business, starting your own business, and your part of that comes up to where you need to invest time or invest money. Well, how long is this going to take and how much is this going to be? Those are not the questions you should be asking, because people didn't ask that when they went through college. They just knew it was going to be, the outcome was going to be they were going to end up with a degree and get a great career. And the reality is this is more stable and more promising than what happens after you just go to college, get a degree, and start a career. Now, I'm not knocking college. I love education. I continue to educate myself every day. I will never take back the experience I had in college. Throughout all my school, I've always been a great student. I've always loved learning. I continue to love learning. I am proud of the master's degree that I have in the positions that I have acquired due to the level of education and experience that I've gained in the workforce, in healthcare, and some other fields. So I don't want to discount that, and I don't want you to hear me saying that that's not the right decision. What I want you to understand is that if you're here because you want to create wealth for yourself and your family, and you want to share that with others as well, then what you have to realize is that that's going to take your time and that's going to take your energy, just like another avenue that's more acceptable, which is go through school, get a degree, and start a career. Okay? So that's the first principle. The rich don't work for money. The rich work for vision and purpose, and a big picture. And we all say we want the same things, a great lifestyle. You want to have the money that you need or that you want so that you can do things for your family and your friends and bless others. All of us want those things. The difference is, though, is that wealthy-minded people actually attain those things, whereas other people that haven't really, about 98% of the population, which haven't really understood that the mindset is what helps to kind of drive that will stay where they are and not end up financially secure. So a little longer than I expected, but I hope that makes sense. Please leave your comments below the video, and look out for the next principle number 2 in Rich Dad Poor Dad coming to you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Make it a great day, and we'll talk soon.